Okay, parts came in, so the repairs have begun. Started with the easy one and replaced that broken spring on the right rear. Okay, this side we're doing the wheel cylinder on. So we begin by removing the brake hardware. Yeah, you can get a better look there. Just how wet that is. Definitely needs a new wheel cylinder. Trying to remember if this pivot assembly has to come off to get that out or if it'll clear it. We'll try it first without, but there's a nut back here that'll allow us to pull that out if we have to. So I will go get what feels like a 7/16 and then a flare nut wrench. Be right back. Right now I am unscrewing the brake line from the wheel cylinder. And I've mentioned it before in another video, but if you're doing brake work, get one of these flare nut wrenches. It will save you from rounding off the nut on the end of the line. It's real easy to do because those nuts are soft and hollow. Let's see. Feels like I was wrong. That's a 3/8. Be right back. I did the wheel cylinder on this truck on the other side a long time ago. That's why I don't remember if I have to take this off or not. Sadly, I'm almost thinking that I did have to do that, but we will try the easy way first. So back here you'll have 2 3/8 bolts and the one hydraulic line. a nice day out, so people are getting their motorcycles out. Hopefully I can get on my Honda pretty soon. Everything's gummed in there. Yeah, I'm afraid that's not going to come out. Okay, so grab some wrenches. Okay, 7/16 for the back side of this pivot. This life cylinder has a plastic cap where the line goes, and on the bleeder for that matter, but I'll leave those in place until I'm ready to hook the line up, keep debris out of it. Now, I mentioned before that you can get rebuild kits for these wheel cylinders, but the cost savings is so minuscule. To me, it's just not worth it. And I'm all for saving money, but this wheel cylinder was like, I think $6, and a rebuild kit's somewhere around $3 or $4. And so it was kind of a no-brainer just to get a new one, because you can buy the kit and open up the old wheel cylinder and find out it's pitted and it's not going to be rebuildable anyway. So if you are going to go that route, it's best to pull them out and open them up. Then you're going to have to wait for the kits to arrive if they're not in stock. Now the rotors are a different story. I am going to rebuild those, because the new rotors would have costed me $100 for the pair, a little more. And I got the rebuild kits for both of them. I can't remember for sure, but they weren't even $10 a piece. It was pretty darn cheap. So on the front end I'll do that, but on this one it's not worth it. Okay, these just have to be snug. It's a small bolt, so you don't want to over tighten it. Okay. This retainer design that Ford used leaves a little bit to be desired. Of course, I may not be being fair because this could be a Sterling's design or a Bendix design. Yeah, there's a Bendix stamp right on that pivot. So I don't know if it's their design or Ford told them this is what they wanted. Anyway, it works. It's just a little clumsy getting the springs lined up just right. If you're doing a new brake job and you have some high temp grease, just put a dab right on those little pads where the shoe rides. This cable here is where the automatic brake adjusts. Now there might be some clowns that will advise you to leave the brake adjust stuff out because it quote unquote never works. Don't listen to them. It's a lot better to have a working auto adjust brake than have to climb under here every few months and tighten up your shoes. Or more often, depending on how much braking you do. The key to a working brake adjuster is this movement here. If this thing does not move freely, then you're not going to have any adjusting brakes. So if this is not moving freely, unscrew it, hit it with a wire wheel. Put a dab of lithium or high temp grease on there if you want, and then just reassemble it and adjust it properly. But when your self adjusters don't work, that's why these get froze. They get rusted up and stick. That's presuming, of course, everything else is in place and working. Okay, so this brake is all back together. Once I do the fronts, I'll be able to, or I'll be ready to bleed the system. Actually, I don't think I have that routed right. Looks like it goes behind the tensioner. It was rubbing the way I had it. Yeah, there we go. Alright. I'll just climb under there and put the brake line back on, but there's nothing for you to see up here with that. But that's the new wheel cylinder, and these will slide out into place once we get some brake fluid in there and some pressure on the pistons. So this side's almost done, and then we'll start on the front.